AM 560, 96.1 FM, and 87.7 FM. This hour of Sports 56 Happy Hour is brought to you by MemphisFarmers.com. Insurance coverage backed by a local agent and a brand trusted nationwide. We are farmers. MemphisFarmers.com.
Check it out right here.
Ladies and gentlemen, and now,
The only man to give death a near Johnny experience. Johnny Harden.
Yo, it's a thirsty Thursday on Sports 56 Happy Hour. I hope you're having a wonderful day. I am Johnny Radio. You know my man Gabe Kuhn at G_Kuhn71. Give him a follow. Check out Sports 56 WHBQ on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Periscope, and Instagram. And never forget the original gangster, AM 560. And, of course, we have the two FM channels, 96.1 and 87.7 FM. So you can check us out all over the place. Now, I will tell you also this. We actually have sports back today. That's right. Sports, I'm not saying team sports. We're saying golf. It's still a sport. Golf is back. The Colonial, the Charles Schwab Challenge is back and it's in full effect. They took a nice little, 8:45 in honor of George Floyd before. It really does show how much time when you watch those guys standing around. It felt like forever, but we got golf back. We've also found out a whole lot of stuff about NASCAR. Hey, by the way, for all you people who just wanted to abuse me, congratulations, you're abusive. And I was right. So take that, stick it in your pipe, and smoke it. But you probably don't even smoke. You need to because you got anger issues. Now, we also have to talk about people who have fallen so far that I actually think Roger Goodell is now a better commissioner than the commissioner of baseball. How sad is that statement? The judge, the jury, the executioner, the evil, the man who is honestly booed at all stops. A guy who handled the Colin Kaepernick thing horribly. A guy who's still handling situations absolutely abysmal. But I'm starting to look at Rob and say, man, Roger actually might be better than you. Like, you should never be on TV. And what kind of power do you truly have? Last night, we know that there was a thing called the MLB draft. I told you all that Spencer was going to be taken first. He was taken first for the third year in a row out of Detroit. I find it fascinating, to be honest with you. I think it's hilarious how you can take somebody that many years in a row. But there are some stuff about baseball that we are going to have to get into. When I say it's depressing, it's straight up depressing when it comes to baseball. I don't think there are very many people who truly understand the number of people who are going to be affected, how this is going to affect baseball's future, how many teams now in minor league markets that we're already going to remove 40. Looks like they're trying to remove more. What this is going to mean for scholarships in college baseball, what this is going to mean about the baseball market. And you tell me, Gabe Kuhn, when I lay this out, it almost looks like baseball's owners are jealous of football owners because they have college football to train their players. Like, they don't even almost want the minor league system. They want college baseball to do it. But I want to remind you, what is the biggest thing that we complain about college baseball for baseball people? They overuse their pitchers. They overwork their players. They don't use pitch counts. They work these guys into the ground. Why? Because to keep their job, to get that big fat salary to SEC school like Ole Miss or LSU, guess what you got to do? Or Vanderbilt, South Carolina, Alabama, you have to win. So is that actually best for baseball? I have a cute little thing I'm going to bring up. Yes, we had the first round. We're going to have the first 5 rounds. But I'm going to talk about some of the biggest misses that have ever happened in baseball, what would happen, and how would you feel if these guys aren't playing anymore, and really, realistically, does that mean? And just for a couple people, I want y'all to remind, Jacob deGrom was taken in the 9th round. 2-time Cy Young winner. This is a guy who wouldn't be playing pro baseball. Think about that. Gone. And did y'all know that it's going from 40 to 5 rounds this year? So what do y'all think is going back to next year? Think it's going to 40? Nope, it's going to 20. Yeah, and they're cutting 40 teams, and they're looking to cut 2 more. And they might even want to cut more in the future. Again, I'll explain all the mathematics, all the BS behind it, the owners, their unfair share, and we'll get into all that great stuff. Now, a couple people came out, and I wanted to ask you all this very, very important because I think this is very crucial. You have heard, I talked about it yesterday, about Bubba Wallace. I said he doesn't feel, he is the only man who drives a truck in NASCAR who realistically, I think, just when he gets there and he sees that Confederate flag, it actually hurts and maybe even scares him. He went out, his NASCAR came out, and guess what NASCAR did? Are you shocked about this?
No, I think it was slightly overdue.
I think it was slightly overdue, but aren't you kind of proud that they actually did it?
It's a step in the right direction.
They have banned the Confederate flag. If you did not know, and as you were talking about how this is a free country and all this stuff yesterday, NASCAR fans and threatening people that I know, you losers. No, there's a big difference. And I got this sent to me. And I have got to read this, and I've got to ask Gabe Kuhn, who is on drugs here? Because I don't think it's me. I don't even know how you can compare the two. And I am totally at loss for words when I look at something like this. And when people actually pose this to me, it actually scares me. And two things that scare me. First of all, this. So you're telling me Colin Kaepernick kneeling and putting something ahead, he's saying he's putting something ahead of the country, isn't the same as supporting the Confederate flag? What? Colin Kaepernick, we have a right in this country to peacefully protest because we're Americans. If the Confederate flag was flying, Colin Kaepernick could not kneel. America is what give you all these rights. And I don't want to hear, as this last person just text me, the Confederate flag does not stand for Southern heritage. It stands for racism and hate, period. And again, it's treasonous. Yeah, if you want to be like that big bad man in Mississippi who lives on a road all by himself and you want to hang your Confederate flag, you live in America. Congratulations. But it still makes you an ignorant person. Just like the person who I'm in total shock. Do y'all know who Ray Ciccarelli is? Not a very good NASCAR racer.
Never won anything.
Yeah, never won Jack. But you know what? He definitely won the Jack You-Know-What award. The Jack, let me tell you what he did. He said on NASCAR banning the Confederate flag, well, it's been a fun ride and a dream come true. But if this is the direction NASCAR is heading, we will not participate after 2020 season is over. I don't believe in kneeling during the anthem, nor taking people's rights to fly whatever flag they want to, that they love. I could care less about the Confederate flag, but there are people that do, and it doesn't make them a racist. If you are doing blank is effing one group to cater to another, and I ain't spent the money we are to participate in any political BS. So everything is for sale. Okay, again, I'm going to just really, to this end, the general perspective of what you're talking about, and I don't understand this. It just doesn't even make sense with what you just said. I don't care about the Confederate flag. But, again, do you know what America is? Do you know why you have rights and freedoms? Because the Confederacy didn't win. It would be a different country. Heck, I don't even know what it would be like. But I can tell you again, for you who keep sitting back and hitting me, this is history and heritage. History is to learn basically not what to do, to repeat. History teaches you what happens in the past so you don't make the same damn mistakes. So if you studied your history, wouldn't you actually know what the Confederate flag actually represented? And wouldn't you know that it absolutely disparages a group of people? And I will tell you this right out. I know you do. I played it this week. A lady asked a whole auditorium of white people if they want to, if they want to. Well, how did she put it? It was worded so perfect, but it basically said everybody knows, And it's just like the person yesterday who thought that they could go out there and intimidate somebody and hurt their feelings and bother them and go out there and put that flag right in front of their house in front of other people that they know it's going to bother. And it's called intimidation and it's called rudeness. And for you to compare a protected right of kneeling, because you have a right to peacefully protest, to waving a treasonous flag at a NASCAR event or an Ole Miss football game, and for you also to text me that you gave up Ole Miss in 97 when they got rid of the Confederate flag, I just want to ask you, what does that say about your heart that you would give up your football team that you love because they decided to go in which is more of an inclusive direction? Like, inclusivity, I think, is something special. Exclusivity, I just don't get. But you know what? We're going to have a special show today. We're going to talk with Isaac Simpson today. We got some Tiger news. We got Hardin Wood because it feels so right. And then we got all kinds of other things that me and Gabe are going to touch on. But first, I want everybody to know it's time for the leadoff.
Dang, you were quick on the trigger today, man.
Sorry, I know I usually don't
You
get
surprised me, man. I thought you were going to go into something else before you got to it. But anyway, let's start here. Last night was the MLB draft. First round, they tried to take a page out of the NFL's book by sort of glorifying the first round. It's trying to make it watchable. I see what Rob Manfred tried to do. Obviously, you mentioned Spencer Torkelson from Arizona State was the first overall pick.
It's about the
but
only
I'm
one
going to
I have,
ask
right?
you. I'm going to ask you. Was it watchable?
No. It was horrible. Again, this is the sad thing about it, though. You go back to when MLB Network tried to do the draft in the first few rounds in their little network. It got kind of cute with, like, Rose. And you know what? When Aaron Judge was there in the studio that one year and stuff, those are some memories because then Aaron Judge made a meteoric rise. But we can go back into the past, and this is what I want to try to explain to you. The MLB draft should not be televised. There's a very huge reason why. Nobody gives a damn. Like, period. I'm a baseball fan. I don't give a damn. I only wanted to know if I was right. I couldn't believe Lacey went all the way to 4. I thought he was going to be the third pick. Second pick, maybe. But I want to ask you the very simplest thing I can do. And this is how I can support this answer for you, Gabe. If we look at the draft in reality of what it is, what is the draft? A bunch of rich dudes making huge damn mistakes. Let's be honest. I told you, DeGrom a 9th round pick. But here, let me just give you some guys who were taken early, and then I will let you laugh. 2004, Justin Verlander was passed over, even though they said he was definitely the dead ringer as the top pick coming out of Old Dominion. He got passed for a high school shortstop named Matt Bush. Mr. Bush never made it. Everybody knows that 5 years after Justin Verlander gets out of baseball, homie's in Cooperstown and has Kate Upton. So who got the right Bush? Was it the Tigers or was it Matt Bush? I don't think it was Matt. I think they went with the wrong one. Now, let's go out something, and this is hilarious. 2005. This shows why the Mariners suck. 4 of the first 5 picks that year had a WAR of at least 34. Justin Upton, Alex Gordon, Ryan Zimmerman, Ryan Braun, Troy Tulowitzki, and hell, Andrew McCutchen was taken 11th. Do you know who was taken first by the Mariners? Jeff Clement, who never made it to AAA and had a negative .12 WAR in AA baseball. And again, 4 players directly after him had a WAR over 34. And then if you go crazier, you go into the 7th pick of Troy Tulowitzki and Andrew McCutchen. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You'd actually have 7 players with a WAR over 30.
So we made fun of the first round being televised on ESPN, Rob Manfred trying to sort of make it watchable. We laughed about it when he first said it, right? When we saw it was a 5-round draft. But it was one of the worst programs I've seen during
Ever.
the pandemic, and that's clearly saying something. Like Rob Manfred is worse than a robot.
You actually thought you would watch it, didn't you?
I thought I would watch it. I got through one pick, and I
said,
realized
"Hell no."
I have made a mistake. This is something I cannot watch. Rob Manfred is by far worse than Roger Goodell in front of a camera. They tried to sort of make it a knockoff version of the NFL draft, and the problem is no one knows any of these guys. They're high schoolers.
They are, and again, and I'm talking to you, and I don't know if I told you. I hope I told you the years before those guys. Like I said, like 2004 and 2000. Like, see how long it takes them to get to the majors? It is amazing. So, like, you watch the draft, and then you'd be like, "Hey, did I ever see that guy 6 years ago? I don't even remember him." But it's just nuts. But then in the second hour, I'm going to get off this question. But I will tell you, at 1:30, I will talk about what's going to happen, the 2020 draft changes, and the long-term ramifications. And I'm going to tell you right now, I wrote down everything. I haven't found a positive one yet. There is a list of very, very bad ramifications that people only look at the major league level. This thing will trickle all the way down literally and permeate into high school. It's a bad situation. But Gabe's got another one.
So, again, I mentioned Rob Manfred was really bad in front of the camera, but he did get in front of a camera with Carl Ravitch last night. And he said, quote, unquote, that he is 100% sure that the MLB will have a season. Are you 100% sure that the MLB will have a season?
No. I saw Rob. I saw everything he said. I did listen to Carl Ravitch today, but I also think he carries the water for Major League Baseball, and almost Rob Manfred. He basically comes out there and says, "I don't think it's going to be as big as Manfred said, but I think the commissioner's right. We're going to have baseball." Ravi, go out there and give them some love. Buster Olney came out and still doom and gloom. He's like, "I don't understand. I can do math. We've already missed 42% of the season is gone. They want to end by October. They want to start by a certain date. They wanted to start before July 4th. That ain't going to happen, man." And if we talk about, this is what Ravi said, hey, we might get a 50, maybe a 60 season, 50, 60 game season. What? Yeah, that's going to be great. And by the way, for all you people, y'all have forgotten. The hardcore baseball nut, April's gone. Opening day has passed. The anger has set in. And we can always go back to one thing. I'll go back to that March 12th agreement. And I'm going to be just absolutely furious because I don't understand how it is that y'all can have a dead-gum agreement unequivocally signed, written, signed, sealed, and delivered, and then you come back on the 26th and change it. Then you come back in May and change it. Then you come back in the end of May and change it. Then you come back in June 3rd and change it. And then Monday you change it. Tuesday you change it. And then last night you basically almost lied, I feel like, to the entirety of the world. And this was one of the best things. And again, Andrew McCutchen has been a great follow. I didn't need to see what he said afterwards last night, but I can only imagine when Rob Manfred guaranteed that they played baseball, I bet he laughed his keister off. Oh, I bet he laughed his keister off.
All right, now let's get to the NFL. Phillip Rivers yesterday had an interview, and he basically mentioned how aggravated he has been about talks of him declining after last year with the Chargers. Obviously, he's with the Colts now, a whole new team. What are your thoughts on Rivers? Do you think he is on the decline, or do you think the decline talk is sort of an exaggerated conversation?
He's 38 years old. He's definitely on the decline, in my opinion. And he's made a lot of money, but he's also had a hellacious lot of kids. I think another $20 million payday right before he goes into high school coaching, which he's already gotten the job. And I hate to say it, yes, he's going to be in it this year. But how many people have the Colts doing anything? Like when Phillip Rivers, yes, we're going to remember him San Diego, and then we're going to remember that 1 year at the Colts. We're going to look at his numbers, and we're going to say to ourselves, his numbers are so dead gum sick. But guess what? Would you ever win? And I just don't think that you went to a team that's going to actually help you start winning or is going to change your outlook. And the one thing I can say at 38, you can't carry a team to victory. So, Phillip, do me a favor. Enjoy coaching the year after next. What do you think? Do you think Phillip's got a chance?
I have been very outspoken on the fact that I think he's He's declined. I mean, he's arm sort of got a noodle arm going nowadays, man. He doesn't have much power on it. And you talk about last year, like with the Chargers, you had people. You had Melvin Gordon. You had Keenan Allen.
Dude, he has had.
I don't know. You had Mike Williams from Clemson.
Dude.
You've had the talent the past couple years, and it just has not turned out how you've wanted it. So I think Phillip Rivers is just about done. We'll see, though. I think the Colts have a really good O-line that'll keep him upright, like he didn't have with the Chargers. But I don't see him having any more than 1 or 2 more years in the bag.
Do you think he came back because he's at 59,271, wants to make sure he gets over 60,000 yards, and he's at 394 touchdowns and wants to make sure he gets over 400? Do you think? I hope
that's not the sole reason. I
hope
that's not the sole reason.
I have literally wondered some of that. You know, I mean, his completion fell to 64.5, the lowest for his career average. You know, he's trying to get to 65. I think he wants 60,000 yards. I think he wants 400 touchdowns. And I think he wants people to actually kind of give him that look like, are you a Hall of Famer? Dan Marino did not win a title, no, but he went to a Super Bowl. But he also was pretty decent in the postseason. This is always going to affect Phillip Rivers. Phillip Rivers. Do you know how he only completed 59% of his passes in the playoffs? Unfortunately, he threw 10 interceptions to 14 touchdowns. So as a postseason quarterback, and I don't know how many people could ever forget that what was it, a 4 interception game he had, and God, it was so long ago. I actually was probably young, but it was a long time ago. And he threw 4 picks in a ball game. I'm like, damn, man, this was the playoffs, bro. Should have come out playing better than that. But anyway, what I'm trying to say is Phillip Rivers, 14 touchdowns in the postseason, 10 interceptions, 59% completion, 11 games started, 5-6.
I'm going to ask you something because I think this is interesting. Your guy Eli Manning and him switched places.
Yes, they did.
On draft night. Who's the better quarterback?
Damn you.
Should we go to break?
We should go to break because I'm going to have to think about that. Do I want the Ole Miss fans to kill me? Do I want to be honest? Or do I really need a minute to look at this? I will tell you one thing, though. During the break, while I'm looking in, you check out my friend Memphis Farmers, Chad Gatlin. Go to memphisfarmers.com. That's memphisfarmers.com. Check out my man, Chad Gatlin, and I want to remind you, auto, home, life, business, whatever you need, he has your back. He has you covered, and he's got nothing but love. But this is something that, Chad has kind of picked up and wanted to, put out there because I don't think as many people realize how important it is to have. Not only you have to have, of course, you want your life insurance through work, but get an extra life insurance policy, not through work. Get it through memphisfarmers.com. Get it with Chad Gatlin. Give him a call at 901-235-1176. That's 901-235-1176, or just go to memphisfarmers.com. Let him explain to you and do the one thing. Give yourself peace of mind so that you knew if anything ever happened to you, God forbid, your family is on solid footing. Check out my buddy, Chad Gatlin. I pray nothing happens, but make sure your family's protected. We got so much to talk about. We got a little baseball to talk about. I got to figure out who's better, Phillip or Eli. But I'm going to ask you, could Arch, people are talking about this sophomore Arch, man. Do you think he's going to end up going to Ole Miss and playing for Lane Kiffin? I'm kind of wondering that. Hit me at 67129. They say that, what is this, Cooper's son? They say he's going to be a baller shot caller, but the only problem is, could you imagine being a Manning and playing QB and you got Archie, Eli, and Peyton?
Maybe a little bit of built-in pressure. Just a tad bit.
Just a tad. But I will tell you one thing. He looks like he's got all of the Manning blood, if you know what I'm saying. He looks solid steel and sex appeal. But we'll be right back on Sports 56, 96.1, 87.7 FM.
Start your day with Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston and CJ Hertz. Right here on Sports 56, 96.1 and 87.7 FM.
Father's Day can be stressful, trying to find the perfect gift for dad. Thankfully, Tommy John, the revolutionary underwear and clothing brand, knows that comfort is for everyone. Right now, Tommy John is offering limited edition Father's Day gift sets, plus 25% off site-wide. All you have to do, go to TommyJohn.com. 25% off site-wide. The code's HERD. That's TommyJohn.com, code HERD. Go to their site, check them out for all the details.
For the ones we trust to always be there. For the ones caring for others. For the ones who keep things going, no matter where they are. In extraordinary times, extraordinary people step up, like the ones standing guard and standing on the front lines, and the ones who are staying apart while still working together. With your efforts, we will get through this. We're grateful for all you do. Visit Grainger.com for resources that can help as you create your recovery plan. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
I hate Tom's Tulip Shop. It just smells so flowery. Like we get it, you're a flower shop. You don't need to remind us.
No matter how hard you work for your small business, online reviewers will find something to complain about.
I needed a fake plant. They don't sell fake plants. Thanks for nothing, Tom.
And while Progressive can't save you from these trolls, we can help you save money on commercial auto and business insurance.
Then he says, have a great day. I'll decide what kind of day to have.
Get a quote online today at progressivecommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliated and third-party insurers.
Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
Chris Price here for Brian Elder Roofing. The storms we've had over the past several months have been devastating to our communities. The rainy season is ahead. You may have not even noticed the dripping in your attic, water stains throughout your home, or even worse, mold and mildew. Please call Brian Elder Roofing and we will send out our project managers to assess any damage. We will not try to sell you a roof if all you need is a repair. We will measure your roof from outer space. 0% for 60 months, even no payments till 2022 are available with approved credit. If you've noticed missing shingles, water stains, leaks in your roof, call us before you call your insurance company at 867-0303. That's 867-0303, and we will provide a free, thorough inspection of your roof's condition.
Call 867-0303. Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
You get into bed and find your mind still going? If so, try ZzzQuil Pure Z's liquid melatonin. It's made with an optimal level of melatonin for no next day grogginess. Pure Z's liquid melatonin, because sleep is a beautiful thing, at stores now.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Happy Hour with Johnny Radio. This hour is brought to you by MemphisFarmers.com. Insurance coverage backed by a local agent and a brand trusted nationwide. We are farmers. MemphisFarmers.com.
Show me the way to the next whiskey bar. Oh, don't ask why. Oh, don't ask why. Show me the way to the next whiskey bar. Oh, don't ask why. Oh, don't ask why. For
If we don't find the next whiskey bar, just remember, go find that whiskey bar. Sports 56 Happy Hours on with your good buddy Johnny Radio. Y'all know me, John Harden. You know my very good friend Gabe Kuhn. Give him a follow at G_Kuhn71. Check us out, of course, on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Periscope, and Instagram on Sports 56 WHBQ. And remember, we're in the Family Leisure Studios. That's right, family and fun, they come together right here. And I'll tell you a secret. It's getting warm outside. I think they're going to open up our pool finally this weekend. Oh, my goodness, I want it so bad. I just want to sit at the pool.
Am I invited, man?
Heck yeah, man.
Want to make some, what are we going to make? Some Mai Tais, Pina Coladas?
Dude.
What's up?
Because of this song, I feel like I heard it this week. Pina Colada, or was that last week? I almost feel like I haven't had a Pina Colada in years. Like, I don't even know if I remember one. I know it's
margaritas.
Coconut.
We can make some
Oh,
margaritas.
yeah, I know who can make some margaritas. They're back at work today, by the way. By the way, Lydia's back for all you alcoholics out there who just love Lost. I'll be over there later to get my drink on. But no, for real though, family and fun, it really does come together. Just go to 2120 Witten Road, just north of I-40, and I can promise you can get a pool package, not like me where you have to, wait for the people to open, 50 different people. You can have in your own backyard starting at $15.99. Family Leisure, check them out. You will be glad you did. Now, OMG. Since Gabe kind of hit me with that question right at the end, Eli and my man Philip, I thought
You don't have to answer, man.
No,
you
I thought it
can
was
you can
funny.
plead the fifth on it.
Oh, I know. I also wanted to ask you though. Did you see where the guy texted me? Wanted to ask you, who do you think's going to be better now, Sam Darnold or Mr. What do they call him? What's his nickname? Daniel Jones' nickname, Danny Dimes.
I guess Danny Dimes.
Isn't that what they were calling him or something?
I
Or
mean,
maybe
I think
I'm
it's a little
crazy.
early to
give him a nickname.
Yeah, to
Daniel
give him
Jones.
Danny
Well, let's
Dimes.
just go Daniel Jones. Who's going to be better?
Out of
Sam
the New
Darnold or
York
Daniel
quarterbacks,
Jones?
huh?
Yeah, that's just the New York quarterbacks. It
I
just
don't
came
know,
in.
man. Oh gosh,
Not a hard
Why
one.
do I have to pick?
Doesn't that make you want to
They're
throw
both
up?
going to go 5-11 again this year. Like I don't know who really. I guess me personally, I like Sam Darnold. I'll go Sam Darnold just for
I
the
am
sake
too.
of it.
And by the way, you know why else I'm going to do that? I just like other than Saquon Barkley, I don't know why I don't like the Giants.
Dave Gettleman. That's why you don't like.
Oh
the
yeah,
Giants.
that's right. I
There you
can't
go.
stand Dave Gettleman. That makes a absolute ton of sense. But then now we have got to hit us up 67129. That's 67129. We know Eli Manning is probably going to have a very big old bust in the Canton. We know he is a 2-time Super Bowl champ, but he's a 4-time Pro Bowler. So congratulations on that. Phillips, an 8-time Pro Bowler. Now, he was also the 2013 AP Comeback Player of the Year. The problem is Manning has those 2 Super Bowl rings over Tom Brady. But this is also a problem. When you have 244 interceptions to 366 touchdowns and you've completed 60% of your passes, to Phillip Rivers, 65%. He's going to throw over 60,000 yards. Where Manning.
Well, I think the truth of the
57.
matter is with this argument, right? Phillip Rivers' stats in every single way, shape, and
Smoking.
form are better.
Every way, shape,
Every
and form.
like QB record, completion percentage, yards per attempt, even TDs, they're all better. So like I don't even know if you can compare them based on that. It's how much
do we
weight do you
weigh?
put
Yeah.
into those 2 Super Bowls? And even Phillip Rivers has more Pro Bowls. He's got a comeback player of the year. So I mean he's even got more accolades. So how much weight do you put into those 2 Super Bowls?
And the other thing is how much do you put into that Mario Manningham catch or the non-interception or what was the other catch? What's his name? Down the side. That was a perfectly thrown ball by Eli, though. That really was. That was probably the best throw Eli's ever had ever. I mean, that was like just perfect. And again, Eli Manning, Mr. Cool. This is where I know people are about to get ticked off. Joe Flacco got caught fire too, and has a damn Super Bowl ring for Baltimore. They had one heck of a defense. And he also beat that Peyton team, that Broncos team that should have won it that year easily. But there was a miracle, and the deadgum cornerback and safety forgot what the hell they were doing. And next thing you know, Baltimore wins on wild card weekend on the road, and then they win every game on the road and go and win the deadgum Super Bowl. So it is kind of weird. And I look at like the Brad Johnsons, I look at the Trent Dilfers, I look at the Joe Flaccos. And then I have to also say I look at the Eli Mannings in the same breath. I don't see them as the Super Bowl winners like Patrick Mahomes. I don't see them even in the same breath as the Tom Brady, of course, who's the GOAT. I don't even see them as the Super Bowl losers, Dan Marino. Drew Brees is a fascinating one. Got that one chip. His size, I think a lot of people absolutely love. But then there's this one thing that Drew he has that nobody else will ever have. Is Drew Brees not have possibly the best? Like when it comes to stats, he might have just one Super Bowl ring, but how many dudes in this in the NFL have ever thrown for 5,000 yards? It's not happened much, but Drew Brees has done it on 4 occasions. He's thrown for 5,000 yards. Think about that. That is why Drew Brees is his career is just, and sometimes I know he only has one Super Bowl ring, but damn, he has 547 touchdowns to 237 interceptions. 574. Eli has more interceptions Just so you know.
And 200 less
200
touchdowns.
and two, I was about to say, and two.
Hey,
over
don't beat it
200
over the
less
head. Don't beat it
touchdowns,
over the
but-
head. We need to change the subject before people get
Get
angry.
mad. But anyway, hit us up 67129. That was just kind of fun and that was crazy. But it is time to get into something that's very, very important. And this is something that's like, what is going on with my man Rob Manfred in baseball, and why is it that they're not going to play, or why is it they're going to play and it's taken so long? And I want to ask everybody, including Gabe, at 67129, how come it is that people don't understand the opportunity that was lost? And it's not just a chance to come together to help the country heal. It's not, to give people an opportunity for some time. I mean, we got TBT. Do you know what TBT is?
The basketball tournament.
That's right. And it's going to be actually the very, very, very first basketball event aired since the pandemic began. Now, this event is going to be from July 4th through the 14th in Columbus, Ohio. It's going to be aired on ESPN. It is the basketball tournament, and it was the top story on ESPN. I bring that up to imagine, what if you did have Mike Trout and Alex Bregman and Aaron Judge and all these guys out there realistically playing baseball? Who would we be talking about, Gabe? Only 41% of Americans polled knew who the hell Mike Trout was. Don't you think that thing would be a little bit closer to 80 right now? Would we be paying as much attention to things like, heck, also, right after the basketball tournament, I just wanted to also bring this up. Do you know what the next story was, or the story right before it? Trevor Lawrence. This was the actual first headline. Trevor Lawrence among Clemson players to lead protest march on Saturday along with Dabo Swinney. Like, do you not realize ESPN, Fox, who else? CBS Sports, Bleacher Report, you name it. We're dying for actual sports. In baseball, it's the summer. Can I ask you another question, Gabe? Out of all the sports, which one seems like they are most socially distant?
I'd have to go with baseball.
I would too. It just feels like the easiest one, the most safest game.
If you cut out loogies.
Yeah, we got to learn how. I told you we got to stop spitting so much and doing all kinds of nasty stuff. But when it comes to socially distant, center fielder and the right fielder and left fielder and the infielders are so far. It's just the batters and the catchers that are even going to be close to each other. But the Rob Manfred has failed, and then for him to go on national television when nobody's watching it because it's the MLB draft and guarantee that they are going to play, and then to have MLB Network come in there behind him and correct him on all the things that he basically was faulty, like what he said was wrong. Is that not a bad look for a commissioner to have a network come in behind your draft and basically say almost everything you said realistically is wrong? This is going to be impossible. Why would you say basically all that stuff you said if we're now going to have to fix it? And then they've already sent out another proposal.
But this hasn't stopped him from doing anything he's done since he's taken over. Like, he doesn't care. Like, it's seemingly about money and not about image, right? So, like, he does not care, it seems. Like, he has been at the forefront of looking bad. When you talk about the big four in the U.S. As far as the leagues go, he has been the main guy out here vilifying himself every step of the way, along with Roger Goodell. But I think at this point, like, the way he treats his players by just going to the owners and not even taking the players' consideration in anything, I think he has passed Roger Goodell, and I think that's saying a lot. Like, I think people realize how much I'm saying when I say Rob Manfred has surpassed Roger Goodell as far as being one of the worst commissioners in sports.
I actually can't believe I'm saying this. I totally agree because I used to love the guy. How wild the world is. Like, once Bud Selig was out, I was like, yeah, what's up, Rob? Let's do this thing. But here's the thing that also is going to bother me, and this is the other part this is where I wanted to get to, because last night we had the first round. Baseball, you have Rob Manfred who says he guarantees it's going to come back. You have players LOLing him. You have everybody going back and forth. But this is what I want to say. If MLB and Major League Baseball players, they don't get back on the field, that's That's their business. But I need to talk about something that is happening this very second, and it's going to happen to colleges. It's happening this year, and I need to remind you, players, they have changed. MLB has put in these rules that I don't see them taking out, and I don't think you understand the effects of baseball that are about to come. MLB has cut the draft from 40 rounds. I have told you that to 5 this year. You would think that next year it would go back to 40. No, it's only going to go back to 20. Now, after that, a lot of people are saying in the baseball world that it'll never go back above 20. They also want to change the pools. I mean, we're talking about the money that they gave these players. You know that in a few years ago, think about this. Jacob deGrom, who was taken in the 9th round, was at least giving a 6-figure salary because he had a little bit of arm injury, but they knew he was talented, and that 6-figure salary got him to sign with the Mets. $125,000 goes a long way to help you get there. Now they're talking about giving players outside of round 5 a maximum of $20,000. Now, the reason I bring this up because I think I'm about to blow your mind. So how many players do you think got 6-figure salaries from round 6 to 10 last year?
I'd say 6 to 10, probably about 50% of them.
Yeah, just a little bit over. Got anywhere from $125,000 to $300,000 bonuses. And then rounds like 10 to 40, this is going to make you almost fall over. There was still 395 players who got 6-figure also signing bonuses. And again, why you're like, whoa, why the guys drafted 40, why should they get 6-figure salary, like $120,000 bonus? Because again, they go play for like $17,000 a year. That bonus is basically got to get you until you get your keister to the major leagues. No offense. $20,000 bonus and $17,500 a year for 5 years, so maybe I can get to the pros? I don't know how the heck I'm supposed to live on that. And again, it's just like this says. Think about those who have families and children. There's no way they're going to continue to fight for their dream. And then just go back and look at it like this. MLB has paved the way also for the international draft. Now they're talking about how they're going to even give them smaller bonuses. And that's going to be another issue. But, I mean, this is where also, because it's international, they can sign 14 and 15-year-old kids over there and for practically nothing. But the biggest thing that I want to basically say to you is college baseball is about to take a beating like you've never seen. Most schools only have 12.5 baseball scholarships to give. And also 35-man roster. Those are split up usually into 25 to 50%, depending on how good you are. You don't get a full scholarship. They do figure out a way. But now all of a sudden, you've got now 35 rounds of baseball talent who are not going to go pro. Instead, they're going to come to college. College basketball would love this because we've been wanting some good college basketball. Don't get me wrong. I love college baseball. Starts when it's cold as heck. We love the College World Series. But these guys in such a short period of time, how many arms have they ruined? These coaches are paid to win. I have talked to so many pitchers who have said, I would go to college, but I just feel that they are going to throw my arm out. This has been on multiple occasions. It's just absolutely insanity. So the whole thing is a lot of people are thinking that it's just going to be difficult when you look at the pros. It's going to be difficult when you look at the minor league markets. And then we didn't even talk about this. They say 40. It's going to be 42 minor league teams are going to be disbanded. Think about all those little towns and those little cities. Think about all those dreams that have been chased. And again, it's very simple because I did it yesterday. And it breaks my heart. But when you have $35 million per team, and that was the pool bonus, $35 million for these guys you drafted throughout those 40 rounds, and now you're going to cut that sucker in more than half, cut it to 5 rounds, and use it to now realistically, you can't give a player over $100,000 bonus. That just because, by the way, do you know how they made this legal? Because guess what? You're not part of the MLB Players Association until you actually make it to Major League Baseball. So a lot of people are going, how the hell can these minor leagues completely get absolutely, you know what, if MLB has the strongest union? Because you ain't part of the union until you do your service. So that's why pro baseball players, owners have tried to set these guys up against their counterparts who do make so much money. The whole situation is about money instead of doing the right thing. And this would have been the only time I could ever think. I mean, a global pandemic is a nightmare for all, but this would have been the one time baseball could have stepped up for the country and done the right damn thing. And instead, they chose greed over the greater good. That, to me, is sad. And I think they're going to lose a lot of damn fans. Sports 56, 96.1, 87.7 FM.
Broadcasting from the Family Leisure Studio, we are Sports 56, 96.1, and 87.7.
Blood and plasma donations are more important than ever. People all around the world still depend on the medicine your plasma helps make. That's why Interstate Blood Bank and Plasma Biological Services are open and will remain open for our donors. The United States government has declared blood and plasma donation as a critical infrastructure industry. That means healthy donors are allowed to travel to and from donation centers regardless of any stay-at-home mandates in your area. We need you to keep donating so that we can continue to manufacture these life-saving medicines. We understand that you may be concerned about COVID-19. The health and safety of our donors and our employees remain a top priority. To limit the spread of the virus, we're taking additional measures to ensure our centers are safe and clean. Donating now is more important than ever, but please do not come to the center to donate if you are not feeling well or have a sore throat, fever, cough, or shortness of breath. We are doing our part so that you can do yours. Come donate today at one of our IBBI or PBS locations across the Memphis area.
I hate Tom's Tulip Shop. It just smells so flowery. Like we get it, you're a flower shop. You don't need to remind us.
No matter how hard you work for your small business, online reviewers will find something to complain about.
I needed a fake plant. They don't sell fake plants. Thanks for nothing, Tom.
And while Progressive can't save you from these trolls, we can help you save money on commercial auto and business insurance.
Then he says, have a great day. I'll decide what kind of day to have.
Get a quote online today at progressivecommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliated and third-party insurers.
Hi, it's the Herd. Start your day with M-Drive Start. It's the world's best morning shake. New from the guys at M-Drive. Start is packed with elite-level nutrition and protein. Fires up your body, gives you the lean look we're looking for. Shirts coming off in the summer. M-Drive Start has an industry-best 7 clinically tested ingredients and 6 sources of protein to support energy, recovery, and lean muscle. It also includes digestive enzymes, collagen, vitamins. The list goes on. No other morning shake touches this formula. Get elite-level nutrition and protein so you feel great in the morning. Check it out at mdrivestart.com. You wake up looking for energy, you've got your product. And as part of the launch, the guys at M-Drive are offering 25% off if you sign up for their easy-to-manage Subscribe and Save. So go to mdrivestart.com, try it yourself. Elite-level nutrition. M-Drive Start.
A colorful botanical garden right in your own backyard this summer? Sure, why not? Lowe's makes it easy to discover what's possible, and you don't have to wait to see the results either. Start from the ground up and add color with Scott's Mulch, 5 for $10. Pick up annual hanging baskets and enjoy flowers already in bloom, 2 for $10. Summer is open. Download the Lowe's app and discover what's possible at home. Offers valid 6/11 through 6/24 in store only, while supplies last. Selection varies by location. U.S. only, excluding Alaska and Hawaii.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Happy Hour with Johnny Radio.
Kick it over here.
This hour is brought to you by MemphisFarmers.com. Insurance coverage backed by a local agent and a brand trusted nationwide. We are farmers. MemphisFarmers.com.
Thick and thin, I'm your pusher man. I'm your pusher man.
Yo, 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 I am your pusher man. I love being y'all's pusher, man. I love talking with y'all. By the way, there's some crazy stuff going on around. And I know a couple friends of mine that are very ticked off. And have you seen this Tennessee bill that's moving forward about basically, you have, like, I'm a licensed gun owner, and I'd have to get a gun. You know what I mean? Like, you have to have a carry permit. You go and take classes. Would you give a 16-year-old key? Like, hey, you're 16. Here, go drive the car. Or do they like take lessons? Like when you take what is it?
You would. Yeah, driver's lessons.
A driver's lessons.
Yeah, I think a gun should be probably a little more sanctioned and serious.
I would
for lessons.
Too. Not here in
for
Tennessee.
A 16-year-old.
No. In Tennessee, it's saying any person that's 21 years or older can have a gun. And they don't have to have a permit or a carry license. They don't have to have anything. And it has local gun instructors, again, like some of the guys that I'm friends with. How the hell are they going to make money? Now, I'm not just trying to say how the hell are they going to make money. For me, it's just more about, again, I just want to take it to the very simplest form that I can because I have children. At 16 years old, if they had never driven a car and then they just said, hey, I'm 16. We don't have to go get a license anymore. We don't have to take a driver's test. So give me the keys. And no, I'm not just going to let you go get in my car and wreck it because you will. You know what I'm saying? So I almost feel like if there's anything, because a car is dangerous, but wouldn't you think that you might want to go? Like, I'm not going to lie to you. I can't believe I was 13 or whatever when I was young, or maybe younger than that. But I didn't know how to shoot a gun until somebody taught me. I didn't know when, there was a lot of stuff. I actually still think you need to learn these things, but who knows? I thought that was fascinating because that stuff is going on in Nashville as we speak. Now, I got to mention this because my man Carmelo Anthony made me actually nervous. At first, I thought he was crazy. I'm sitting there watching Melo. He's talking with my man. Who's my man from TNT?
Ernie Johnson.
Ernie Johnson, thank you. I always see Chuck. I see Shaq and Ernie sitting right there in the middle, and I can never think of it. Ernie sitting there talking. Him and Melo, and you know what? Melo made some damn good points. Have y'all looked at realistically what the NBA is trying to do? One, they've tried to move it up to the 31st. July 31st was the opening date. They now want to move it to July 30th. That's their now target date to resume. But now some players are very hesitant about this Orlando bubble. If you don't know it, it's a huge bubble over this complex. But the problem is the people who have gotten certified to be in there can exit in and out. And a lot of the players are saying, wait a second, if you leave, you catch the coronavirus, you come in, won't everybody in the damn bubble get it? Like, is the bubble a danger? Gabe, do you think that there's any chance that this bubble that they're doing in Orlando could actually come back and haunt them?
Carmelo is one of like a lot that have actually expressed concern. I saw Woj sort of put out a report saying like there's 40 or 50 players that have called into the Players Association and elsewhere just to see all the details about it because they don't know. It's just sort of something that's been – they know that they're restarting. They haven't had to petition against it. No one's petitioned against it, so I guess that's the good news for people that want the NBA to restart. But there's definitely some things with like families – that have to be ironed out. There's things with workers that have to be ironed out. They talked about how some select media, if you want to be in the bubble site, you're probably going to have to stay there for 3.5 months.
Yep.
So, like, there are things that are not fully ironed out that they still have to iron out before they try to get this thing done by July 31st.
All I know is I am fired up for basketball. I'm even fired up for the basketball tournament. I'm fired up for them to get started up. I am happy that we have golf on today as we speak. Thank you, Charles Schwab. The challenge, it's on. They're playing. Everybody's doing well and healthy right now. But I do want to remind you, we do have this little situation. We've been talking about so many other things from the draft to just what's going on in the world, to Clemson and Dabo doing a peaceful protest, to whatever in the heck we've been talking about. But somehow we have kind of forgot a little bit about COVID-19. And I got another reminder today. Plasma Biologicals, they have come out and said this is so important. Plasma donations are so damn low, it's not funny. They need your plasma, and they need it now more than ever. Like, you can literally make a difference during these unprecedented times. You just open up your heart, make a phone call, call 866-END-CV19. That's 866-NCV19, 866-END-CV19. Do it, and guess what? You will be compensated for your time. All donors get compensated extremely well. It's not like just giving blood. You can go back and do this every other week or whatever. But I'm serious as a heart attack. Please, let's help out. Plasma Biological Services, they're looking for healthy people and also those who have recovered from COVID-19. Convalescent plasma is one of the best things we've got in the war for COVID-19. So 866-END-CV19. I will love you for it. And you'll feel good. And you'll actually be sitting a little bit higher because you can make some money, baby. Now, speaking of money, speaking of gambling, we'll do all kinds of that stuff. We'll talk about this, that, and more because, oh, man, I'm coming back with my favorite segment of the day, Hardwood, and then, of course, our good buddy Isaac Simpson. If I were you, I wouldn't even look at the dial. Sports 56, 96.1, 87.7 FM.
Visit Frontier Western Store this Father's Day for the perfect gifts for Dad. From now until Father's Day, you'll save big on the classic Carhartt K87 short sleeve tee. Get 2 for $25. Frontier carries every color they make, including this year's brand new colors. All sizes are in stock and on sale, small to 4X. All Carhartt Force t-shirts are 25% off too. This hard-working cotton blend wicks away sweat, resists stains, and has a relaxed fit, giving Dad plenty of room to move. Save big on Force at 25% off. Also, all men's pants and jeans, $5 off. Wrangler, Carhartt, and Ariat. Every pair of khakis, jeans, dungarees, and even FR workwear, $5 off. All Carhartt shorts are 25% off too. While you're there, grab Dad some boots. You know he'd love a new pair. Frontier has thousands of boots in stock at amazing everyday low prices. Frontier Western Store, 5880 Goodman Road in Olive Branch, and on the web at frontierwesternstore.com. Family owned and operated since 1967.
Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
Chris Price here for Brian Elder Roofing. The storms we've had over the past several months have been devastating to our communities. The rainy season is ahead. You may have not even noticed the dripping in your attic, water stains throughout your home, or even worse, mold and mildew. Please call Brian Elder Roofing and we will send out our project managers to assess any damage. We will not try to sell you a roof if all you need is a repair. We will measure your roof from outer space. 0% for 60 months, even no payments till 2022 are available with approved credit. If you've noticed missing shingles, water stains, leaks in your roof, call us before you call your insurance company at 867-0303. That's 867-0303, and we will provide a free, thorough inspection of your roof's condition.
Call 867-0303. Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
And now a game of Commercial Chicken, brought to you by Progressive, where we see how long Flo can go without talking about insurance. Ready? Go.
So, have you noticed how everyone's grammar is completely awful now? Like, you know, the texting and the LOLs. Whatever happened to punctuation? I mean, drivers who switch to Progressive could save big.
Okay, you win. We can't help but save customers money. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Oh, my stomach. When you have nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, diarrhea.
Try new Pepto-Bismol Chews. The same fast relief of Pepto-Bismol, now in a delightful chew.
Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Hi, this is Rob Brown. Join Pete Cordelli and me for Sidelines Saturday mornings, 8 to 10 a.m. on Sports 56, 87.7, and 96.1 FM. We'll cover the Memphis Tigers, the SEC, recruiting. Hey, if they keep score, we're covering it. Check us out on the website at sports56whbq.com and sidelines.live. Sidelines is brought to you by Duncan Williams Asset Management. Saturday mornings, 8 to 10 a.m. Get up and give us a call.
I Buy Houses, 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. I Buy Houses. I Buy Houses will buy a house in any area, in any condition, and yes, it's guaranteed to close in 5 days. If you need to sell your home quickly, call 901-406-1101. If you've been through a divorce, if you lost your job, if you're tired of renters, I Buy Houses can get you your money quickly. I Buy Houses will buy your home in Shelby County, DeSoto County, Memphis, Bartlett, South Haven, Horn Lake, Olive Branch, anywhere and everywhere in between in any condition. And yes, they're open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I Buy Houses, 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. Grab that pen, 901-406-1101. I Buy Houses.
We are Sports 56 WHBQ Memphis, WIVG-FM Tunica Memphis, and WPG-FLP Memphis, Flynn Broadcasting Stations. Welcome to Sports 56 Happy Hour with Johnny Radio. On AM 560, 96.1 FM, and 87.7 FM. This hour of Sports 56 Happy Hour is brought to you by MemphisFarmers.com. Insurance coverage backed by a local agent and a brand trusted nationwide. We are farmers. MemphisFarmers.com.
Check it out right here. Ladies and gentlemen. And now?
Now, the only man to give death a near Johnny experience. Johnny Harden.
Yo, yo, yo. I just wanted to say 1,000 things. We're about to get to my favorite segment, Johnny Radio's Happy Hour. I got something to end the show with. I think it's just so well said. It's unbelievable. I'm going to make you laugh because when I tell you, like I've heard some crazy things, like a lady's married her dog before. But when I tell you the marriage that got put on hold because of the COVID-19, this will make you absolutely lose it. I didn't even know it was legal, but yes, we learn things every single day. But I did get something that I do want to address again because I always try to hit y'all, and if you ask me a question, I'm going to answer it. Somebody just says they felt very uncomfortable trying to cancel this or that and blah blah blah, and you know it is heritage, not hate, John. And I was trying to say no. I can explain you a small difference. The canceling of Gone with the Wind because there's a Confederate flag. And if y'all don't remember, the lady in Gone with the Wind, I think she was the first black woman ever to win an Oscar. Am I right on that? I looked over at Gabe. He's like, hell no, I don't even know what Gone with the Wind is. Anyway, what I'm going to say is Gone with the Wind was a movie. It is a piece of art, and it was a different time. Art is not the same thing as a symbol, okay? A symbol is totally different. So this is going to be the last time hopefully you can understand this. So, couple things about this discussion. Debates and disagreements in general. First, do me a favor. Check who you're talking with. Check your allies. Check if you're actually comfortable being honest with the people that you're talking with and sharing the opinions, because you might find a stance because you're holding back and they're holding back and nobody's getting anywhere. But I do want to make something very, very strong and consistent. If you have, in general, like your views and your general perspective and your principles, and you hold those true, and if for any reason to that end, because I was one of these people at one point, and I have completely changed, but if you thought even the slightest or even wondered about Colin Kaepernick's kneeling, if that was putting him ahead of the country, and that was a negative thing. I made a mistake and didn't realize that, hey, it was a peaceful protest to call attention to something important. But if you try to compare Colin Kaepernick kneeling and say that he put himself before his country is the same thing as supporting the Confederate flag, because after all, the Confederates were a warring enemy with the country. You do realize that. Like, they were a warring enemy of the country. So if you think Colin Kaepernick, by putting something ahead of the American flag, is the same, like, if you think that, I just want you to think this. If you think, honestly, Colin Kaepernick is putting something ahead of the American flag, when you put the Confederate flag out, are you not doing the exact same damn thing you're complaining about Colin Kaepernick? Because you're not celebrating the American flag. You're putting the Confederate flag over the American flag, the very thing you're complaining about Colin Kaepernick.
And not to mention that what Colin Kaepernick did was peaceful. That flag represents to a lot of people anything but peace.
No, and again, I'm tired of people sitting heritage. It is not heritage. It is hatred, yo. And for me, history's supposed to be written by the winners. And if I remember correctly who won, thank God, because this is a free country and we are still the United States of America. Now, I will say I agree with the one person. Canceling Gone with the Wind, it's a movie. It's art. It is not a symbol. Why are we going to cancel art? It's like burning books or something. Don't do that. We learn from our mistakes. Again, though, there's difference between a symbol. There's a difference between a swastika and a Confederate flag and all these different things. They have different meanings than art. But now I want to get on to my favorite segment of the day because I got some of the funniest things, and I promise you I'm going to relax you. I'm going to give you now 2 hours to just sit back and chill because I got that off my chest and I feel better. But, hey, you asked me. I answered. I hope you understand. I do think that I hope we can come to some agreement. But I will tell you, it is time to do some Hardwood, baby.
This is Access Hardwood.
Oh, my goodness. So, I never thought that Amanda Rogers would be outdone. And if you don't know Amanda Rogers, you probably weren't listening to Hardwood probably a few years ago. Amanda Rogers is the woman who in South London married a dog as her husband. Like, had a ceremony, went down the aisle. There was 200 guests. Spent a fortune to marry her dog. And literally, I'm scared because I don't even want to know how the honeymoon went. I just don't.
Stop. Come on. Why
I'm
would
just
you
serious.
see that? Oh, my gosh. The imagery.
I just
Come
I'm
on,
freaked
man.
out. But
I
now-
love my dogs, okay? Not
No,
enough to
I
marry
love my dogs more than anything, but a marriage to a dog in front of 200 people? Wowzers. And I thought that was going to take the cake until this one. So, the coronavirus has stopped a bodybuilder. And I'm also going to say this is a pretty, I don't know how to say this. How do I put this? I'm going to be honest. He's not like an unattractive dude. You know what I mean? It's not like I looked at him and I'm like, yeah, no chance ever. Like, he's never going to have a girlfriend. That's not what I thought when I saw him. But when I saw that he is trying to marry his sex girlfriend, his sex doll, and wants to make it his wife, but of course he has to go out of the country, and he can't travel to a country to where you can actually legally marry a sex doll because you can't marry.
I was just saying, how many countries let you legally marry a sex doll?
So far, it looks like 3 over in Asia, according to the article.
Go on.
No, I'm dead serious. Bro, if you got the money and you want to do it, I guess you can find somebody that will actually go out there and do it for you.
Then who's he doing all that bodybuilding work for?
That's what I was trying to figure out. Like, why are you so worried about your physique? Like, remember when you get married? Like, before you get married and you're in the dating game, let's just be honest, man. You were pumping weight. You were watching. You had the six-pack going, looking good. Always.
Never for me. I never had one.
Okay, you were just, you were big and strong, man. Had the beard all shaved. Once you got the girlfriend, like right now, you look good. You got a haircut yesterday. My man went and straight, got his beard all trimmed up. Gabe's looking solid still on sex appeal, like he'd actually be back out on the market, but I know he has a girlfriend. He's not back on the market. But when you are a man and you're in a gym 6 hours a day and you're taking all these amino acids or whatever the hell you're doing, you're usually trying to, like, get a girlfriend, I feel like.
Maybe promote confidence in yourself to go do that?
you
I don't
know.
know. Like, you want to look good
I can tell
for
you
a
this.
reason.
The only time I always worked out when I was playing sports. Only time that I ever got back into working out was when I got divorced. And I realized after I got divorced, after about 5 years, I'd put on about 20 pounds in the gut, you know? So I had to get rid of that bad boy. I had to go back to like solid steel and sex appeal. Now I've been with Honey for about 10 years. I got back that nice gut, you know? It's just the way it is. So what the hell is my man building up his body for if he's going to marry a sex doll who is an inanimate object? And by the way, do you want to know what else he also says in this article? he truly believes he will eventually be able to. She will be artificially intelligent and have her own mind.
I'm saying, here's the truth, man.
I
He
think
must
he's
have a
nuts.
wild imagination.
He's
he
nuts.
must. His imagination must run way too wild. Because look, man. If
game
it's
I would
something where
never
like 3
understand.
countries in the entire world are allowing it, it's probably something that's not normally done, and you should think about that before you go do it. He said his mind's set up though.
Oh yeah, his
it's
mind
set.
is definitely his mind is definitely set up, and I don't even know what to say. By the way.
Oh gosh.
Oh man.
So I
go
want to
ahead.
get to this story because I had a couple buddies who did this in college, which is just ridiculous. Like, do you punch anything when you get mad? Like, do you
Yes.
get enraged and like punch a wall?
Yes.
Have you hurt yourself doing that?
I did crack my knuckle once.
Why? I never understood that. It's just like also like I played football,
Can I
right?
tell you
Like when people
something?
get in a fight, why do they punch the helmet of somebody? Like,
I am younger. I was younger when I did this, obviously. I had anger issues. There was testosterone flowing through me like crazy, didn't know how to talk. And when I was growing up, we were literally, like, men weren't supposed to cry. We weren't ever supposed to talk about our emotions. It was always tough. And however we dealt with everything, it was with anger. And the one thing is they kept telling us, well, you can't put your face through a teacher's head. But dang it, when they tick me off enough, I might go and punch a locker.
so it's fun. Like my buddy, I'm not gonna name names. He was a long snapper. If you know enough about Memphis football, you might be able to figure it out. Long snapper before an Ole Miss game, right? Before the Ole Miss game that we won in 2015. Got really mad and punched a fence and broke his finger. Long snapper. Think about that. Long snapper. Like, how much does that affect you? But anyway, the reason I bring this up is Texas, their star defensive back, B.J. Foster, decided to punch his car.
Oh, no.
And
his car?
He's not going. Yeah.
Don't you like
he was
your
in
car?
but he was in a rage and he hit his car.
Okay, see, I
and
don't hit
he
my own
broke
stuff.
he broke a lot of his. He broke 2 or 3 of his fingers. Is
Oh,
what I'm
no.
hearing here. Tom Herman came out and the quote was he got a little angry and decided he was going to take it out on his car bumper.
Now I don't know why you do
I've
that.
never understood that, man.
See, when I was young, I made a mistake one time. Did crack a knuckle, and then also did put my fist through a what is that stupid it's like that cheap like you hit the wall.
Plexiglass or
you hit a wall and you're like, oh my god, your whole hand. goes through it. It is really cheap,
golly.
and it looks like it's nice when it's painted.
You're just talking about drywall?
That's it, drywall. There ain't nothing behind that, man. You can really put a hole through that sucker. Don't hit drywall, people, because it's going to mess up, and you're going to have to repaint it, and it's just, oh, my God, it's a nightmare.
See, I never had these issues. If I'm angry, like, that's not the first thing I do is to take it out on an inanimate object.
I had to
That
go
doesn't
to
make
a
it-
shrink to learn how to deal with my anger.
Goose
okay?
fraba.
Goose fraba. No, I know my little self with anger issues. But no, back to Hardwood, and me and you had a funny talk about Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Have you seen it lately?
No, I haven't. It's on Netflix still. I don't know if it's been on there for a while, but I noticed it.
I've
the
been
other
watching.
day.
I actually have now watched because I don't watch a whole movie at once because I just can't sit down long enough. So I watched the first 45 minutes, and now I think I watched the second half the other day. Now this is something that freaked me out. Did you know in that movie? Do you know when Ferris Bueller goes to Wrigley Field on his famous day off or whatever? And remember when he catches that foul ball?
Yes.
Do you know who he caught the foul ball of? I doubt you do.
Absolutely not.
Probably one of the dudes with the most broad shoulders in baseball I've ever seen. Claude Washington. He played for the Braves. Hits the foul ball. Caught by Ferris Bueller on his famous day off. Guess what? He passed away last night. So rest in peace, Claude. And he'll always be part of that, that Ferris Bueller's Day Off. But now, as something to bring up to Gabe, I brought this up, and I'm not going to go too deep into it, but watching Ferris Bueller's Day Off reminds me, and just go and watch the show, I just want to ask you a question. Go watch it, and then just think about today. I don't really want to mess...
You don't want to put
too much
information in their mind before they watch
I just
it.
want you to watch, because this is a 1986 film, and it's got Matthew Broderick, it's got Jeffrey Jones, Alan Ruddick. It's got a bunch of people in it. They do all this stuff. It's all about high school kids, and I just want you to see how this whole thing plays out, and then maybe you'll start to think. But the Ferris Bueller situation and the fact that the dude who actually hit the foul ball passed away, I don't know why. And I was watching the movie, and then when I found that out, I almost fell over. So I was just like, this is crazy. Don't you think? Or am I crazy?
It's coincidental.
Coincidental? Maybe. Now, yeah, it is coincidental. Now, also very, very insane right now, Rob Manfred. I have basically come out there and said, I don't know what's going on with him. I'm worried about him. He did come out and he did say he guarantees baseball will be played. And he said 100%. I just want to know, from a baseball fan out there, how much do you believe him? Like, do you believe there's going to be baseball 100%? And would you like baseball? Okay, so baseball for me, fantasy baseball is ruined. A 50-game season is weird. I haven't had the Astros. I mean, listen, Jose Altuve and that Astros organization and everybody, they still got a lot to pay for, and that's not happened. And again, they have taken it, I think, the greatest chance to come back and even be in a conversation about America's game. And they basically said, we don't care about it being America's game anymore. We just care about our damn money. And it really does make me, honestly, just depressed, saddened. And what they're proposing now, that's not baseball. It just isn't. And I just want to know, do you think it's going to be played? Or do you think, are you 100% that it's going to be played? Or are you like 50?
Talking to me?
Yeah.
Oh,
Your
guess is good as mine, man. Your guess is as good as mine.
When a commissioner,
I don't trust Rob Manfred.
So that's what I'm saying.
If that's the question,
commissioner can come out and say 100% they're going to play, and nobody even believes them. That's just that's honey. That's funny. So so the BJ Foster really punched a car. I just can't even believe that.
Yeah, he did. And also, see, like that one just hit me because again, I brought up my buddy who the week before Ole Miss game decided to hit a wall. But I know that.
Yeah.
I digress. Completely different subject here. Did you see what the Charleston River Dogs are doing?
Yes, I did. And
so
can I just ask you?
I found it interesting though,
No.
the fact that a single A team is selling takeout food.
I know.
Isn't that the weirdest thing? They have like curbside pickup.
Yep.
At the stadium to go pick up food from them.
They're
like, is their food that good though?
No, their food is not.
Then why
that
would
good.
they offer to go food during the pandemic?
I don't
get
honestly know, but can I ask you, would you buy this? Because number one, their food is overpriced. It's not that good. But the South Carolina minor league baseball team, they're giving you the opportunity to buy what they call the Bomb is Hell. The Bomb is Hell burger. Do you know what the Bomb is Hell burger is? It is a burger on a brioche bun, unbelievable meat, they say, with cotton candy and Cracker Jacks. I think I'm going to vomit. Wait, hamburger, lettuce, onion, pickle, cheese, whatever, tomato, mayonnaise, ketchup. I can think of any of those things. Cotton candy, Cracker Jacks do not come. I don't want them near my burger.
This is what they say. This is what the information on it is. Comes with a brioche bun, special sauce, an Angus beef patty with a rich slathering of cotton candy, and it's all topped off with some flavored Cracker Jacks. And they say you can get it for $12.99, and it comes with fries. Would you try it once? I know my answer.
I would try it.
I love food,
No,
but no chance I would try. I wouldn't even take a bite.
I would try it just because I would want to come on air and say I tried it. You know what I mean?
Well, but here's the thing: have you ever had one of those like beef patties from like a, for example, the Redbirds, right? Have you ever had like a burger from a minor league concession stand?
Yeah.
It's not great usually.
No, they're not.
Yeah,
Or
it's
like
a frozen patty.
It's the one you
that
get in
they
the
heat
high
back
school
up. They
games.
put under the exactly. They
The
put it under the
same
heat
ones.
lamp. I barely want to eat those when they have cheese and ketchup on them, right? Like I can't let you get away with Cracker Jacks and cotton candy. I can't imagine they'll sell a thing. But I think this is like an effort to like, all right, we have all these leftovers that aren't being used. Let's just throw them all together and see if someone buys them. Throwing you know what at the wall and seeing if it sticks.
I think that's very, very, very Dude, I don't know. I'm so freaked out, to be honest with you. This whole world's gotten crazy. But I will never eat anything like that. I would never want to hang out with certain people. I realistically don't even want to spend $100 to go stay in one of those nice fields. You know what I'm saying? Because you can only have 10 dudes, and you really can't play a real baseball game. So why am I hanging out on a baseball field? Like, what am I going to do with 10 dudes? Hey, we're going to throw in right field. Want to do a little BP? Shag some balls? Want to practice? At least if you're going to do it, let me have enough people to have a baseball game. Like, you know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of weird stuff going on, but this took me so far by surprise. Did you see the Torrey Hunter? What he said about on the Greg Hill show, basically about the Red Sox fans. I don't want to read this on air. I want people to go check it out because I don't even want to talk about it. Because if this is true, and Boston says they are going to address it, Red Sox Nation, like the Red Sox, they tweeted out, this is real, okay? I suggest anybody who's a Red Sox fan to go check it out. It is very disturbing and it's disgusting. And there's been some really bad incidents, and they all happened at Fenway Park. They all were using racial slurs, and Torrey Hunter came out and blasted them and basically told the truth. Now Boston says they're going to come back and fix it. All I know is I know we have never been perfect. I'm going to ask you this, Gabe. Was I that off 4 years ago? Or 3, whenever. Like, have I just been in my own little damn bubble here in Memphis, Tennessee, and thinking everybody's like Memphis?
I can't speak on that, to be honest.
I mean, because when I go other places, I see all this stuff on TV. I read all these things. I don't usually get all this. I don't know, man. I just don't know where all of the hate is suddenly come from. I will say, nobody needs sports back. COVID-19 keeping us locked in. It has been an absolute dead-gum nightmare. I can guarantee that. But next coming up, I'm going to tell you right now, it's time to talk about the real deal Holyfield. His name is Isaac Simpson. We got basketball because it feels so right. We got the Tigers to talk about. We got Tiger football and Ryan Silverfield to talk about. We got it all. But whatever you do, you have to remember one thing that's very, very, very important. MemphisFarmers.com and my very good friend Chad Gatlin. Go to MemphisFarmers.com. Auto, home, life, business, all that good stuff. But most importantly, right now, a lot of people losing jobs left and right. Don't know how businesses are going to make it with the things that are going on. People need to get back to work. I mean, heck, baseball needs to get back to work. We got all kinds of things. We got people that need to get back to work, yo. So if you have your life insurance through just work and you lose that job, God forbid, and something happened to you, could you imagine your family not being supported? That would be one of the scariest things for me personally. If that's basically why I do everything that I do. If not, I'd probably be just sitting at home chilling, watching Cheech and Chong. But I want to work to make sure that my family is supported and they're taken care of. Don't leave your family with any questions. Call 901-235-1176. Let my friend Chad Gatlin walk you through it. He'll make sure you're comfortable, your family's comfortable, and you have everything that you need for that unfortunate nightmare that unfortunately eventually does come to all of us. We'll be right back, though, because I got Isaac Simpson, and we're going to have a whole lot of fun on Sports 56, 96.1, and, of course, 87.7 FM.
Spend your lunch with Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy on Sports 56 middays, delivered by FedEx. Weekdays from 10 to 1 on Sports 56, 96.1, and 87.7.
The landscape is so beautiful at Town Village Audubon Park. Nestled in the heart of East Memphis, located corner of Park and Cherry, is a beautiful residential neighborhood. Looking for a great place to retire, but you still have a very active lifestyle? Then visit Town Village. Only requirements that you're 55 plus. Prices per month starting at $24.50. The Gourmet Chef welcomes you to visit our restaurant and bistro. Package includes 3 complimentary meals per day, maid service, free local transportation, monthly coffee club, theme dinner parties, lots of fun, Visit us and call Daniel or Bo at Town Village Audubon Park at 901-374-7342. There's no place like home. Town Village Audubon Park. Gateway Tire and Service Centers has a beautiful new state-of-the-art location at 5275 Summer Avenue. And for the entire month of June, the new location on Summer has a great Father's Day special. Buy 3 tires and get the 4th at no charge. Visit the new Gateway Tire and Service Center with 28 bays for quick service, super safe with curbside service or lounge seating 6 feet apart. Check out gatewaytireservice.com for coupons too. The new Gateway Tire and Service Center, 5275 Summer Avenue. Call Matt for details. 901-683-8335.
Father's Day can be stressful, trying to find the perfect gift for dad. Thankfully, Tommy John, the revolutionary underwear and clothing brand, knows that comfort is for everyone. Right now, Tommy John is offering limited edition Father's Day gift sets, plus 25% off site-wide. All you have to do, go to TommyJohn.com. 25% off site-wide. The code's HERD. That's TommyJohn.com, code HERD. Go to their site, check them out for all the details.
At Jason's Deli, you can stuff yourself full of great deli food that's healthy, fresh, and best of all, it's not expensive. Jason's Deli is all about choice. Whether you're looking for a gluten-free menu, vegetarian sandwiches, healthy kids' meals, or if you'd like to invent your sandwich via the Build Your Own selections, Jason's Deli has you covered. And they only use fresh, wholesome ingredients. Choose from the club and specialty sandwiches, paninis, wraps, soups, salads, pastas, and much more. I love the cleanliness in the restaurant, the hospitality, and of course the cost. They have a huge salad bar and great soups, including Southwest chicken chili, fire roasted tortilla, organic vegetable, tomato basil, and many, many more. And if you're planning an event, their catering department is fantastic and can handle any size party. Go check out Jason's Deli's 4 locations. On Ridgeway in the Park Place Center, that's my favorite, on Germantown Parkway in Cordova, at Poplar and Highland, and on Goodman Road in Olive Branch.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Happy Hour with Johnny Radio.
Chicken over here!
This hour is brought to you by MemphisFarmers.com. Insurance coverage backed by a local agent and a brand trusted nationwide. We are farmers. MemphisFarmers.com.
Yo, welcome back into a little Thirsty Thursday on Sports 56. I'm going to tell you one thing. I absolutely love the fact that I'm here, and I got my very good friend Gabe Kuhn at G_Kuhn71. I got my great friend at Isaac_Rivals. Oh, that's right. Give him a follow on Twitter at Isaac_Rivals. And remember, this dude does all Tigers all the time, but he also does Grizzlies, the NBA. He knows everything that there is about sports. And I'm going to get on. I'm going to jump all over the Memphis Tigers. But I got to ask, honestly, the truth. I got to know, basketball was nothing but love and hunky-dory, and we're going to have it, and it was going to be on July 31st, and then it was going to be now moved up to July 30th, and we're going to get, basketball unequivocally, and then all of a sudden, a couple players come out, and then you hear the Ernie Johnson and your Carmelo Anthony interview, and now you got Kendrick Perkins talking with Brian Windhorst and Rachel Nichols on television about players being concerned about being in this big bubble down in Orlando for such an extended period of time, the people coming in and out. What happens if coronavirus does break out? Is everybody going to get it? So I understand, actually, hell yeah, basketball wants to come back and play. But do you know what's so fascinating? We talked so much at length on here how it was unfair to the Grizzlies, and then we kind of were like, okay, it is kind of fair, maybe. But the case against the 9 fringe playoff teams playing and participating in the bubble, and the number of people that they were talking about that adding these teams are going to bring is going to be that's going to be the problem. Do you see what I'm saying? Why do you want to make this thing bigger than it has to be? Let's get the guys we need. Let's go and crown a damn champion. And again, I said it so long ago, it feels like, dude, give somebody the Larry O'Brien trophy, let's get a champion, and let's move to 2021 because 2020 has been a damn nightmare. Isaac, am I crazy or do you agree?
Man, I agree wholeheartedly. I was of the opinion of I think they should have went
with the 16 team, regardless of conference playoffs, and just roll from there. Because like you said, I mean, you bring in these teams. I mean, you got especially, you bring in Phoenix in, San Antonio. Some of these teams, they had no chance of getting up to that 8th spot. You bring in all these guys, and each team comes with that 50, 60 extra people with family members and all the people they can bring in. You calculate that's 400 more people likely that you're bringing into the bubble. That's a big deal, and that's a big difference. And I think
6 teams extra. Yeah.
16. Yeah, that's what I mean. 6 teams extra. I mean, that's a big deal to bring six more teams into the bubble, and it's going to be interesting, man. I've always been kind of skeptical. I think they're kind of on the optimistic side that this is going to work, and I'm just interested to see what happens if they start getting positive tests and how they handle all of that. It's going to be interesting. I've been a lot more skeptical. I'm going along with it. They say it's going to happen, so I'm optimistic. But it's going to be interesting to see if they can actually pull this off.
And this is so. The one other thing is people don't even realize it is a numbers game. We are trying to socially distance. And in basketball, if you bring in and this is just the players and their coaching staff, 6 extra teams. I don't know why I was saying 9, 6, 9. I don't know. Turn it up and anyway. I heard you laugh. Now, that's 132 people that should not realistically be there, or they don't need them to be there. And again, what if you go down to Orlando, they get halfway through, and then 15 people break out with COVID-19, and then they have to cancel the damn season? Won't that be an absolute disaster instead of what everybody wants, and that's a success? They really want a 2020 champion.
Yeah, and that's what really concerns me, that you get into this thing, you're right in the middle of it, and then you have all these cases of COVID break out, and they have to cancel the whole thing. And that would be an absolute disaster if that happened. And that's kind of been my worry the whole time. I'm like, again, I'm optimistic, and hopefully they can pull this off. But I've always been skeptical that this could work. I mean, because even in the bubble, I mean, you're talking about so many people, and then, again, to bring those 6 extra teams in, it never made any sense to me. I mean, I know they want to try to, quote-unquote, be fair to these teams, and they weren't mathematically eliminated. But, man, come on. I mean, Phoenix wasn't going to get up there. You know that. San Antonio wasn't getting up there. And honestly, I don't think anybody's going to catch the Grizzlies. The Grizzlies had a tough schedule, but I mean, I think they were peaking. You had guys coming back. Justice Winslow's going to be back. Jaren Jackson Jr. coming back. We had Brandon Clark in a couple of weeks. I think they would have been fine. I think they would have held on to that spot. But I mean, the NBA does things. It's really about money in the end. That's what it's really about.
And that's basically,
that's
let's just be real. What has screwed baseball more than anything? Instead of going out there and doing what's good for the country, you're going to get your money, figuring it out, getting on the field, getting the country behind you. I mean, today's top story, I was laughing so hard. I was watching a little bit of ESPN, and baseball would be leading. Could you imagine how much we would be talking about baseball if we were getting ready? I mean, people would actually know who the hell Mike Trout is. You know what I'm saying? Instead of, they led off with the basketball tournament will be the first televised basketball event on TV. It's going to be July 4th through the 14th. Now, July 4th, remember, baseball was supposed to start then. They would have had everybody and their grandmother, 4th of July. It would have been so big, and now baseball has blown it. It upsets me, and again, it always comes down to money. Now, speaking of money in college basketball, we all know about Penny. We all know about Wiseman, but we all know that this game is dirty, and we all know the truth of it. And we also know that when Penny did it, he wasn't coaching here at the University of Memphis. He was bringing up and trying to help out a young man to come up and play some high school ball at East. When you look what happened with Oklahoma State, you're like, damn. You look at Kansas, you're like, damn. You look at all this stuff that's going on, and then you see today with Zion.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you, before I jump on the Tigers stuff, Zion has already basically, this has gotten to a point where I never in a million years thought it would actually be here. But his ex-manager, they're seeking discovery in now Zion Williamson's parents' living arrangements. Did you see about the little, $850 a month? What was it, $850 a month?
No. It was a $4,500 a month. It's a house that was appraised for $950,000.
Yeah, but before he went to Duke, they were paying $850 in rent, and now they were living in almost $1 million home. Do you see what I'm saying? So they went from an apartment, they were paying $850 a month, to a place that they said they were paying $4,500 a month. And again, it's almost $1 million home. Now that they're going to look at this, again, I wanted to ask you this question, and I can't believe I'm going to go this. I'm agreeing with Jay Billis. You know, we want to always say that these are kids. They're kids. They're kids. Until, guess what? They do something wrong. And then we persecute them like they're adults. But we don't punish the adults. We only punish the kids. And we try to do everything to protect the coaches. I mean, Rick Pitino is still coaching. Like, we are going after people like Zion. James Wiseman didn't get to play college basketball in his dream, but Rick Pitino, who screwed up more than anybody I know in college basketball, still has a damn job. Why is it the NCAA is so unfair to these kids?
I mean, and I know it's crazy. We've talked about this so much on during my segments on this show about how the NCAA preaches that they're all about the kids, and then this is another situation where they're not. And it's just not the truth with the way they operate. I mean, you have these coaches and these guys offering these kids these things, and they take it, and then they're the ones that get popped for this stuff and really sacrifice for this. I mean, it's crazy how this thing works, and then these coaches just kind of skate by. I mean, in most instances, they don't anything happen. And you think about Coach K, and you think Coach K is really gonna get a show cause or anything like that? That's not gonna happen with Coach K. I mean, if some other coaches that might happen too, but they're not going to pop Duke the same way. If this was going on in Memphis, I mean, Memphis gets the death penalty for something like this. I mean, I don't know what ultimately happens in this situation with Duke, but they're not going to drop the hammer on them like they would certain other places. It is crazy to see these coaches and, like you said, the adults kind of skate by on this, and sometimes the kids, the one get a bad name out of it when, I mean, they're just kids going to college, and these college coaches are offering them stuff. I mean, you got to take it. I mean, you get paid for your services. I mean, why not? I mean, I know it's ethically not the right thing, but I mean, somebody's offering you money. Most people are not going to turn it down.
No, and plus we can go back to the Kansas text. You know, hey, it's going to be more than room and board to get him. I mean, come on, man. All this stuff is out there. But
LSU strong offer and
this is where I was going. Yes, Musa Cisse. This is where I was wondering. Musa has not announced. It looks like his decision has not been made up. A lot of people are saying he's maybe wavering on that LSU commit. Is there any chance that he's looking at all that, saying, you know what, maybe I do need to come to Memphis?
Well, I kind of foreshadowed that he would probably, once that news came out, that he would probably delay a decision. Now, him and his family said it's because of the civil unrest and the things that are going on in the world right now. And like I said, I mean, I'm not going to call the kid a liar, his family a liar or anything, but it is interesting that it just seemed like that whole week he was destined to make a decision, and then all of a sudden that news came out and it was delayed. I honestly think that had something to do with it. I'm not going to say it had everything to do with it, but I definitely think it gives Memphis a chance. I would still have LSU as the leader right now. I think Memphis has some ground to make up, but I definitely think it gave them a better shot than they would have had, because I think it was 100% LSU before that situation happened. But I think a kid like that, I think you have to kind of take pause at that, because I mean, this seems like something that's imminent that could come down, that could affect the next season. So I definitely think that kind of has to give him some pause. I mean, Memphis kind of has the same situation, but you haven't really heard anything with them, so it's kind of out of sight, out of mind with them. So it's right here at the forefront. But I mean, Memphis has a shot. And again, when you talk about Penny and a kid in Memphis, like, I never count him out. And I think this situation, if you're a Tiger fan, I think you feel better about the situation than you felt about it last week.
Now, you know, Penny's made some offers to the men that he has offered some scholarships. I'm kind of curious. Who do you like? Who do you actually think will take it? And who do you think wants to actually come here and be a Tiger?
I mean, it's going to be interesting to see. Again, I mean, you talking about the kids for 21, or?
Yeah, I'm just talking about the recruiting classes for 2021. What the future, not this year.
Yeah, I mean, there's some guards. There's a kid down in Alabama, J.D. Davidson, that's a guard that's pretty good. Like Memphis was thought to be the leader for him for a while, but I think Alabama's kind of coming in now. Alabama and Auburn are the two schools I think that you really worry about. I think Mike Miller was a guy that was recruiting him, so it'll be interesting to see if that has any effect on him. But of the guys that they've offered, he's probably the guy that I like more. I think he's moved up into the top 25 in the new Rivals rankings for 21. So, I mean, he's a kid that can come in and play immediately. And you think you got guys like Alo's going to be a senior coming up. So, I mean, he's a guy that could come in and definitely step in at the point guard position, and could be a guy that could like I said, take over for Alo and be the lead guard for this team, along with Damian Baugh.
What about any chance of Terrence Clark or anything? Have you heard anything on him?
Hey, on Terrence Clark, no, I have not heard anything on him. That's a situation that's pending right now. So we'll see what plays out with that. But again, man, they have that one scholarship right now for this year. So if they miss out on Musa, I still think that they need to find another big. I think they got to find another big, whether that's a unforeseen grad transfer, someone name that we might not have heard, someone that might pop on the radar. But I still think in order to fill out this roster, I think they need to find another big. Because, like I said, I like Malcolm and
Lance.
his potential. But in Lance, I like their potential. But I don't think they're guys that you can really lean on because to score in the paint. That's not really what they do. And I think they need another guy because he could be a power forward as well. The 4-5 that can come in and score, I think, is what they really lack right now, especially with Preston Achua leaving. I think Malco can step in, but I think asking him to be that guy that you just dump it into the post, I think that's asking a little bit too much of him.
Man, the other thing I got to know is, when you talk about everything that's going on, everything's been talking about some of the stuff that's going on in the world. A lot of people haven't been talking about it, but, Penny actually has been talking. I'm sure you saw the information. You saw him. One, he came out, talked about all the George Floyd. How is it, that, like everybody and their grandmother is put on television and it's like the biggest news in the whole world. And it almost is like, Penny Hardaway's comments kind of feel like they almost slid under the radar. I don't even know if many people have even noticed.
Yeah, that is kind of strange.
Isn't it?
He put out a statement, a press release through the University of Memphis and the athletics department. And you get it. It wasn't much fanfare behind it. You haven't seen it on TV or anything like that. He just kind of one press release, and we kind of put that out.
Dude, I saw the Daily Memphian, 24 Sports, and the Commercial Appeal, and tell me where else, because I mean, it's like I haven't seen it like USA Today, or I haven't seen it on ESPN
you think that'd be something that nationally
CBS.
It has not. Yeah. So it is interesting to see that because you think a guy like Penny, because I think he did a fantastic job of what he said, and I think I'm surprised that you don't see more about that nationally. I don't know why that is. That's interesting to see. I don't know if I guarantee if he was at a blue blood school, it'd be everywhere. But for some reason, it's just not out there. But again, man, I want to commend Penny for some great words. What he said was fantastic. He had a great take on what's going on right now in the world.
And that's what I guess took me so aback is because I thought he had some very, very strong words. I thought I thought it was just great. And it's like you read it, you expect it's going to be on the news, you expect to see CBS, you expect to see like everybody and their grandmother, and heck, people aren't even retweeting it. I mean, it's just, I don't know. I was just totally taken aback. Now, I want to ask you, a lot of people are saying that they think that would the Golden State Warriors take James Wiseman?
Now they said they would. Initially, they said they would. They said that they had the number one pick, that they would not take James Wiseman, even if James Wiseman was there, that they would probably go Anthony Edwards. But now they've kind of backed off there, which I figured they would. In the end, James Wiseman is going to go number one. I mean, at that size, that skill set, I mean, you don't see guys at that size being able to do the things he can do. You're not going to pass on that at number one to take a guy who I think is going to take some time. I don't think Anthony Edwards is going to be a guy that's going to come in and just be a star.
I'm with
day
you.
one.
People try to compare him to James Harden, but do people not remember James Harden, what he was? I mean, what Curry went before him? How many people went before Harden, and now he's going to be the number one again when you have James Wiseman? I know we're all scared of 7-footers or we're freaking out. Listen, this isn't Hasheem Thabeet, yo.
No, he's not Hasheem Thabeet at all. This guy, they don't call him a unicorn for no reason, man. This guy can do it all. He's a. And when you look at today's game, if you're talking about big man, he is the prototype of what you want in a center in today's game. A guy can run the floor. He can
block
even step
shots.
out. Yeah, block shots. He can step out even to the three-point range at times and knock down shots. I mean, he can do it all. I mean, he's still developing. I mean, he's only going to get better. So I think in the end, he's still going to go number one. Even if Golden State's number one, I think they do take things wise, but I don't think you can pass on him.
I honestly, though, I brought this up and wanted to ask because that's one place where I was thinking to myself, well, damn, man, with, all the shooters they got outside, you need a big
scary.
That
scary.
could be, they could be right back up and going.
Yeah.
And I might be a big Golden State fan if Wiseman is over there. And then last but not least, I did want to find out, Precious Achiuwa, it is, again, this is a guy who I don't see the same ceiling as, of course, James, but he is going to be I think a very good pro. He's big. He gets down there. He's going to bang. He's going to grab rebounds. He's going to do you all the dirty stuff. Where do you think he ends up falling? Is he going to be like around the 14 to 16 range, you're guessing?
Yeah, I see him going somewhere between 10 and 20, somewhere right in there. Then Will out 14, 15,
Ooh.
16. I
hope he's in that daggum. He needs that money.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna be a superstar or anything like that. But I think he's gonna be a really good role player for a long time in the league. Because again, he can do so much. And the thing about him is his motor. His motor never quits. He's a guy that's always gonna give 110%, and that goes a long ways. And I'm saying it's not like he doesn't have the talent as well. Athletic as heck. He can step out and shoot at times. He's continuing to improve his jump shot, which I think is something that could even take him to another level if he could consistently knock down a shot from three. But again, he's a good rebounder. Guy's going to get inside and not scared to bang in there, even though he'll be a little undersized for the four in the NBA. But I think he needs to continue to work on his jump shot. But again, I think he'll be a great role player. Whoever picks is going to get a really good player for a long time.
No, I'm so with you.
I
am so with you. I got to say one thing, though. I know he didn't play at Memphis, but does R.J. Hampton, he went to the New Zealand Breakers, I think.
Yeah.
He worked out with Penny. He's another guy who's going to be a lottery pick. And I know it's not going to say Memphis next to his name, but there's going to be a lot of people thinking about R.J. Hampton working with Penny Hardaway over at the University of Memphis, the things that went on with that. So I know it's two guys from Memphis that are going to be dropped, hopefully, drafted in the lottery. But with R.J. Hampton and his, stuff with Penny, I don't know. I kind of like that. It most makes me feel like we got three guys up in this bad boy.
Yeah, I think that reflects really well on Penny. Again, a guy who kind of spurned Memphis. Memphis
and he still gave him love.
And still gave him love, man. Got to let the guy come in and work out. And that's something that you probably wouldn't have seen a lot of guys do. So it's a really, really good respect for Penny for allowing him to come in here and do that. That just shows you what kind of guy Penny is. Penny wants to help these kids. In the end, like, again, a kid that didn't go to school here, let him come back and work out. So I think that was good on him. And, again, a lot of people know that Penny worked with him, and he has a lot of respect for Penny. He talks about Penny all the time. So, again, that can only help Memphis in the long run.
Man, I love talking Memphis. I love talking sports, and I love rapping with my friend Isaac Simpson. Check him out, man. You can read all of his work at Rivals, especially at Memphis_Rivals. And then don't forget to give him a follow at Isaac_Rivals. And listen to TSR Live. He'll keep you updated. He's all up in Memphis athletics business. He's all up in Memphis and sports in general. And he joins me every Thursday on Sports 56, 96.1 and 87.7 FM. Have a blessed one, Isaac. I'll talk to you next Thursday, brother.
Will do, man. Talk to you guys next week.
That's my buddy, Isaac Simpson. We're late for a break. We're going to come back, and I got you one more great segment, but I do want to remind you, 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. Why do you need that number? Write it down, because if you're going to buy a house, there is only one person to sell it to. It's easy. You don't have to put it on the market. You don't have to go and fix everything. You don't have to do all kinds of crazy things. You call 901-406-1101, guaranteed to close in 5 days. Can it get any easier than that? 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. You call my buddy Bill at I Buy Houses. That's right. Bill will treat you right. Bill will make sure everything is right. And in 5 days later, you'll be strutting with that cash in your hand. That is 406-1101. Call my buddy Bill at I Buy Houses. Sports 56, 96.1, 87.7 FM.
Listen online anywhere, anytime at sports56whbq.com.
Hi, this is John Conway with Conway Services. How old is your water heater? With most of the water heaters in the Mid-South located in the attic, the worst day you can replace your water heater is one day too late. It may be time for a tankless water heater from Conway Services that never runs out of hot water. Plus, these energy-saving models only heat the water you use, saving you money on your gas bill every month. Most 10-year-old water heaters were about 65% efficient when they were new, compared to a tankless water heater from Conway Services is up to 98% efficient. Plus, right now, get your tankless water heater from Conway Services for as low as $79 per month. or I'll give you $300 for that old tank water heater. And no more worrying about that tank bursting in your attic either. And with over 8,000 5-star reviews, you know Google guaranteed Conway Services will be providing that award-winning service every time. So call Conway Services, the Mid-South's premier tankless water heater professionals at 384-3511. And the first 30 callers with a 10-year-old water heater will come out and inspect it absolutely free.
Call 384-3511. Conway Services. Call Conway today.
Great news, sports fans. The Butcher Shop Steakhouse is now open for dine-in service. Make a reservation and enjoy a mouth-watering steak dinner. Or, if you prefer, take it curbside. In addition to their fantastic steaks, the Butcher Shop Steakhouse has a variety of entrees, including Canadian lobster tail, crab stuffed shrimp, pan-seared red snapper, and fresh ground steak burger with portobello mushroom sauce. Planning to cook out? The Butcher Shop Steakhouse offers a great selection of hand-cut fresh steaks, lamb chops, Atlantic salmon, and more. Father's Day is coming soon, so make your reservation for dine-in or pre-order for curbside pickup. The Butcher Shop Steakhouse, dine-in, curbside, and delivery. Call us at 757-4244 and visit our website, thebutchershop.com, for menus and more. The Butcher Shop Steakhouse, Walnut Grove and Germantown Parkway.
Though we are apart these days, we're sharing more, and Geico would like to say thanks. Thanks for sharing your savage dance moves. Thanks for sharing your DIY haircut fails. Thanks for sharing your inner lip sync star. Now it's Geico's turn to share too, with the Geico Give Back, a 15% credit on car and motorcycle policies for current and new customers. And because Geico's committed for the long haul, the 15% credit lasts your full policy term. Visit geico.com/giveback for information and eligibility.
Chad Gatlin is your Mid-South Farmers agent, and he's easy to find. Just go to memphisfarmers.com to get a fast quote or call his office at 901-237-1176. And during this wild time we're all facing, know Chad has you covered. Whether you need to file a claim, get a quote, or just talk about what he can do to give you the absolute best coverage at the best price. Chad is a Memphis man and knows the area and that everyone is different, and he will work to make sure you have everything you need and nothing you don't. Get a fast quote at memphisfarmers.com or call 901-235-1176.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Happy Hour with Johnny Radio.
Kick it over here.
This hour is brought to you by MemphisFarmers.com. Insurance coverage backed by a local agent and a brand trusted nationwide. We are farmers. MemphisFarmers.com.
Thick and thin, I'm your pusher man. I'm your pusher man.
I am your pusher man, and I'm going to push something, but I'm going to push some love on you. And I want to push continuously on a Thirsty Thursday here at Sports 56 Happy Hour with @G_Coon71, my buddy Gabe Coon, and your friend John Harden. Y'all know that Wolo and Stats are going to drive you home. That's right, Dave Woloshin, voice of the Tigers, Brett Norsworthy down there at Oxford with Ole Miss in football. They're going to drive you home with sports time from 3 to 6 and keep you locked, loaded, and refreshed. But I have to say one thing. I think I saw the newest Avenger. Or is that aren't they called Avengers? The heroes now?
The heroes? Well, I mean that's one of the factions of superhero. That's like a superhero yeah. I'm not good at this.
Yeah, like if you're a superhero,
not a comic guy, not a superhero guy.
I'm not good at this. But I'm going to tell you one thing. I think I saw a superhero. Did you see the Chase Young workout? That dude's 20 years old. 20 years old and built like that? How the hell is he only 20? If you did not know, my man Chase Young, I think he's the 4th Ohio State player actually to win the award. He is, of course, this year's, and it is, yes, he's the 4th Ohio State athlete in the past 6 years to win Big Ten Male Athlete of the Year. And I happened to look at it, and then I saw him working out, and I'm like, that dude's 20 years old? Wow. All I have to say is he doesn't look human. He looks like he was literally built in a lab. Now, the other thing I want to say, and the reason I brought him up and him being built in a lab is I think Chase Young is going to be a baller for Washington. But you know who else is going to be bad to the bone? Antonio Gibson. I'm telling you, I really believe in the National Football League, Antonio Gibson is going to turn into exactly what you need. A guy who can run the football, who can get between the tackles, who can run legitimate, real routes and make people miss in the open field. I love what he's going to do. I am telling you right now, Chase Young, solid steal and sex appeal. But a lot of people for Washington, yes, he'll be your favorite player. But don't be surprised if in a few years Antonio Gibson isn't one of the top wide receiver, running back specialist in football. I'm telling you, I like Ron Rivera. I think they might get things going back in Washington. It's only been a long damn time, and they did get a guy who does look like he belongs in a superhero. Like, how would you like to be a left tackle, like, blocking that guy? Speaking of guys blocking, Frank Ragnow for the Detroit Lions now, I think said it better than anybody. And I just want you to hear these words, please. He put this out, and it says, white privilege doesn't mean your life had a privilege or a privileged life. It doesn't mean you've had no trouble, no problems, no adversity. It just means your skin color hasn't caused that problem. Damn. I don't think anybody said it better. That was tip of the cap, baby. But for Gabe Kuhn, I'm John. Y'all get out there and make this world a better place. I'll see y'all on the flip side. Peace!